you're deciding between the Casper and Lowell mattress, I'm here to help. I've got both mattresses here. I'm going to be running these mattresses through a number of tests. Can tell you the key similarities between the two, key differences, and by the end of the video, you're going to have a very good idea which one you should get, so stay tuned. Let's go over the construction differences between the Lowell and the Casper mattress. Starting with the cover, I think these covers are pretty similar. They're both soft, have the same texture to them. They're both thin, so no real differences in my opinion. But let's move on to the layers. On top of the Lowell is a gel memory foam layer, and there's a latex-like pretty soft layer for Casper. Underneath that, for Casper, is the memory foam layer, whereas with Lowell is the latex-like layer. So they have those kind of switched. And then you'll see that Lowell just has a base layer underneath that, whereas Casper has a transition layer and then a base layer. You'll also see that Casper has something called zone construction. So in the middle part of the mattress, it's actually firmer in that transition layer to give you more support underneath your hips, the heavier parts of your body, whereas Lowell just has a straight base layer. So what does that really mean? With the Lowell, you have a memory foam feel in that the memory foam is on the top versus in that second layer with Casper. Casper has more of a balanced feel. You can see how the layers react with the Lowell. It's kind of that slow moving memory foam feel, whereas Casper is much faster to respond. The zone construction is unique to Casper, so that could be good for heavier sleepers and that you get more support underneath the heavier parts of your body. Could be good for side sleeping as well, and that's going to be a little bit softer underneath your shoulders. So the feel is definitely going to be different, and there certainly are differences that could make these two mattresses good for one type of person over another type of person. Let's talk about the differences in firmness and feel. As far as firmness is concerned, I'm going to put the Casper at about a 6 out of 10 and the Lowell at a 7 out of 10. So the Lowell has a pretty soft top layer, but then it gets pretty firm pretty quickly underneath that. That's why I feel it's about a 7 out of 10 when you combine that feeling. Casper has a very soft top layer and even a relatively soft second layer. So just because of those reasons, I think it's about a 6 out of 10. Now, Martin on my team shares a similar opinion in that the Lowell is definitely firmer than the Casper. He thinks the difference in firmness is even bigger. So that's just something to note. As far as feel is concerned, just given that the memory foam of the Lowell is on top versus in the second layer on the Casper, the feel is more of just that classic memory foam feel. It's that really slow reacting type of feel, whereas Casper is more of just a balanced foam feel. It's easier to move around. The foam in general reacts more quickly than it does with the Lowell. And as far as bounce is concerned, again, given that it's more of a memory foam type feel with the Lowell, there's not too much bounce, which you can see, but with Casper there is some bounce. So there are firmness differences, and there's definitely overall feel differences, which is more a matter of personal preference. So those are the differences in general. So we've gone over the construction differences, and I've talked about subjective differences and what the feel might be like, but we want to give you an objective test and show you exactly how well each mattress relieves pressure. So we have a pressure map test. It's going to show you very objectively how well the Casper and Lowell relieve pressure. So I lay down on my back, side, and stomach. We're going to throw the results up. What's most important is the side sleeping results, and you'll see that the results are pretty similar between the two mattresses, with Casper having maybe a slight advantage on pressure relief, which makes sense to me given that we classify the mattress as a little bit softer. So the differences are small, but I would give Casper just a little bit of an advantage on pressure relief.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe is 5'9", 160. I am 6'7", 230. And you should consider your body type when you're looking at a mattress. So looking at these two mattresses here, we have the Casper and the Lowell. With the Casper, Joe thought it was a 6 in terms of firmness. I thought it was a 7 in terms of firmness. So for me, it felt really nice on my side. Little to no pressure on my shoulders and my hips. However, on my back and my stomach, I definitely need a little bit more overall support. Moving to the Lowell, Joe thought it was a 7 out of 10 in terms of firmness. I thought it was an 8 out of 10 in terms of firmness. So definitely better on my stomach and my back. I felt good overall support. However, on my side, I did feel a little bit of pressure on my shoulders and my hips. So considering that, if you're my size and you're a side sleeper, I would maybe look at the Casper. If you're my size and a back or stomach sleeper, I would maybe consider the Lowell.
If you sleep with a partner, there's 2 additional things you're going to want to consider in addition to everything else we've been talking about today. That's motion isolation and edge support. Motion isolation is basically if your partner moves about in the bed, is that motion going to be isolated or is it going to transfer over to you and bother you while you're trying to sleep? Edge support is really just, can you sleep towards the edge of the bed? Can you tie your shoes if you want to sit on the edge of the bed? Things of that nature. So with motion isolation, Lowell has memory foam on the top layer of the mattress. Casper does not. So just based on that fact alone, I expected Lowell to perform a little bit better with motion isolation. And that was in fact the case. Both did isolate motion pretty well, but I would give Lowell the advantage there. As far as edge support is concerned, I was able to basically tie my shoes, do things like that on the edge of the bed pretty easily with both mattresses. When I lie down towards the edge of the bed on both mattresses, I would give Casper maybe just the slightest advantage. So Lowell would probably win with motion isolation, and Casper would probably have the slightest advantage with edge support. Let's go over the key similarities between these two mattresses. Number one, they're both all foam mattresses. Number two, they both have a layer of memory foam in it. Lowell has it on top, Casper has it in the second layer, but they do both have a layer of memory foam in it. Number three, the customer service terms are about the same. So you both get free shipping, you get a 100-night free trial, things of that nature are all pretty similar. They're all in the same ballpark. Number four is the overall thickness of the mattress is about the same. They both claim to have a 10-inch mattress. And just looking at the mattresses right now, you can see that that is pretty accurate. Let's go over the key differences between these two mattresses. Number one is price. I think the difference right now is about $200, maybe a little bit more. Number two is firmness. I would put the Casper at about a 6 out of 10. The Lowell at about a 7 out of 10, with 10 being the firmest. Martin on my team thinks the difference is even bigger. The other difference is Casper has more layers. It also has a zone construction. And lastly is the feel. So Lowell has memory foam on top, whereas Casper has memory foam in the second layer. So the feel is different. Casper has more of kind of a balanced foam feel, whereas Lowell is more of a memory foam feel, kind of that slow reacting feel. So those are the main differences between the two mattresses. Let's talk about who might want the Casper over the Lowell or the Lowell over the Casper. So the Casper, I think if you want something that's a little bit softer, it's my opinion that it's definitely softer than the Lowell. Martin on my team shares that opinion as well. I think most would agree that the Casper is softer. So if you're looking for a softer mattress, the Casper could be the way to go. I think if you sleep on your side, the Casper might be the way to go, given that it's softer. I think if you sleep in multiple positions as well, I really like the zone construction, so it does a good job of addressing all the different sleeping positions. And lastly, if you're looking for a nice foam feel, but you don't like that sinking in memory foam feel, you want more of a balanced feel, maybe a little bit of bounce, for example, the Casper could be the good choice for you. So with Lowell, I think if you're looking for something that's a little bit firmer, again, I think the Lowell is definitely firmer than the Casper. That could be the way to go. If you like the memory foam feel, you understand it, you've had experience with it, or you just like the concept of just slowly sinking in a little bit into your mattress, could be the good choice for you as well. And also, if you just can't decide and want to save a couple $100, this definitely is a couple $100 cheaper. So that's something to note as well. So just to wrap up, while these mattresses appear to be similar at first, I think the differences in price, construction, and feel are big enough where it should be pretty clear which mattress you should get. And if you still don't know, definitely just leave a comment below and I'll be happy to give you a personal recommendation. So that's basically it. If you're just getting started with your research, definitely check out mattressclarity.com. If you want to see some top picks, just Google Mattress Clarity plus best mattress. And again, let me know if you have any questions.